And ready you are, good sir. You'll be part of our big game of the evening between the nobles and the queens. So let's go ahead and get ourselves on around here to our real-time simulation. So that way, looking this direction, yes. That will be our visuals for the rest of the day. Thank you so much, David Q, for the resub. I do appreciate that, man. 8 months in a row from David Q. Prime gift, Prime sub as well. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I do appreciate that. All right. Really fast. I just realized I probably should move this like down to here. So that's a little bit better at that point. All right. Let's get our games underway in full swing now at this point. Again, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the games of the day, our RTS between all of the clubs in the BYP. Coyotes and Cluckers starting us off with the Whistlers and Owls as well. Did you know that corruption spelled backwards is Twitch Prime? Okay, you're gonna have to make the connection and jumps for that when I rock this, because even my brain doesn't understand how that's a connection. But I'm assuming you've got your board of connections in the background and you've already connected them all out. Speaking of connecting it all out, Sacrifice Fly for Danny Smith has given the Cluckers a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the first, and the Whistlers have taken a 1-0 lead on a ground out, scoring in Walker. So not big explosive innings, and there's Stats Plus deciding that it wants to be issues again. All right, we're gonna go ahead and close that out. No box scores for all of you. No box scores. Not gonna happen now. Your Twitch brain rotted enough. Is this one of those Twitch-pated kind of things? Sonia Hagen has hit a Sacrifice Fly for the Owls, and they now have officially a 1-1 tie over there. Pablo Sanchez gives the Reapers, a 1-0 lead on his 4th home run of the regular season. They now lead again against the Rockets in the bottom of the first they go. Mike Trout has hit a solo homer, his 3rd of the regular season, and the Coyotes have tied up the ball game against the Cluckers over there. They're into the top of the 4th right now. Rocco Labastra has hit a solo homer for the Reapers. That's his 2nd, and the Reapers now lead 2-0 against the Rockets. That's a good sign for Reapers fans over there. They've been in dire need of some good offense, and seeing both Rocco and Pablo hitting homers is a good sign. Germ Thang has grounded into a fielder's choice, scoring a run. The Owls now lead against the Whistlers 2-1. Looks like the Cluckers are trying to score, and they will. A sac fly from Vic Souffle. Cluckers now lead 2-1 on 2 Sacrifice Flies in the scoring opportunities for them, basically. Evan Longoria has singled for the Whistlers. They now tie up the ball game against the Owls. And the Coyotes get a sac fly of their own, and they have tied up the ball game against the Cluckers. They go to the bottom of the 5th. It is still tied 2-2 over there. Instant double for Paul Wiesen. This might be a chance here. Hey, look at that. A couple of homers, including a big one from Pablo Sanchez. His 2nd home run of the ball game. The Reapers now lead 3-0. And Butts Carlton has hit a solo homer for the Whistlers. They now lead 3-2 against the Owls. Pablo Sanchez has 2 homers in the ball game. Danny Smith has given the Cluckers a 3-2 lead, and JC Swishman is going to give them a 4-2 lead. Single and a triple for both of them, and the Cluckers now lead against the Coyotes 4-2. So, okay, guys, this is one of the storylines and one of the things we do have to talk about. If the Cluckers can now only win when Fred Rogers is pitching, and they can't win anymore when Tim Gross is pitching, what do we tell Tim Gross? What do we tell him? What's the answer if they keep winning, but they can't win with him on the mound? What does that mean? What's our? We gotta come up with a storyline here. I gotta come up with some kind of an excuse here now. Okay, you're clocked. I mean, that is an option. John Doe has a Sacrifice Fly in the top of the 4th, and the Reapers now lead 4-0 against the Rockets. So the Rockets not looking like they're on a good pace here. In fact, the Rockets are looking really, really shut down. We'll have to see if that can continue on here as we get through 4 innings. I mean, at this point, you might put Fred Rogers as the #1 starting pitcher because he's doing better than Tim Gross is doing. I don't know. Robin Yount has hit a solo home run for the Whistlers. They now lead 4-2. That's his 4th home run of the regular season. Oh, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to turn this off. Okay, I won't get it for the first. No, I will. There we go. Webcast and watching games is turned back on. We might be able to watch some of these if they get close. Otherwise, Ted Williams has hit a solo homer for the Whistlers. That's his 5th of the regular season. They now lead 5-2. So, a couple of close ball games still in save situations between the Whistlers and Owls and the Cluckers and Coyotes. And we're officially going to start calling it. AZAxle has got 5 hitless innings against the Rockets as they go to the bottom of the 6th. Jinx? Jinx? No? No jinx yet? No jinx yet? And there's the jinx. AZAxle loses his no-hitter in the bottom of the 6th inning with 2 down. A fantastic start for AZAxle, who is having a quite a good season. He's had officially now a couple good quality starts, and he's gone 8 innings twice. He's pretty good. Marcellus Marks has hit a sacrifice fly, scoring in Ricky Henderson for the Pioneers, but the captain scored 2 runs in the top of the 2nd to retake the lead. 2-1 is the score over there. Frogs and Goats are underway, and again, we're into the 8th innings for the Cluckers and Coyotes and Whistlers and Owls, and we'll see if any of those ball clubs can continue to get some more runs. First run of the ball game for the Rockets. They get a single from Chico Pappas, scoring in Torbjorksen, and they now are only down 4-1. Randy Fast Track has given the Whistlers a 7-2 lead. That pretty much guarantees the Whistlers a win there. And the captain's got another run on a Lena Inge single, scoring in Harris. So, looks like the Whistlers are going to be continuing on to 11 wins, unless the Owls can say something about that in the bottom of the 8th. Karl Koronski has hit a solo homer, I believe, for the Pioneers, and Watts on second has singled home Villarta. And that has given the Pioneers and captains a 3-3 tie in the bottom of the 2nd. Evan Longoria has driven home a run of a single. The Whistlers now lead 8-2. And Chuck Norris jumbled home Hughes on first, and the Frogs now lead 1-0. Debbie Nagasawa has singled home Labastra, and the Reapers now lead again by 4, make that 5. And there's the ball game for the Cluckers. They get 7 quality innings from Fred Rogers, and they take down the Coyotes. 4-2 is the final score. And that is everything they could be asking for from Fred Rogers. Just give them the opportunity to win ball games. They've now technically won 3 of their last 5, I believe. So they're still better. I want to say they're still doing better, but this should be at least a couple of wins. There have been 0 wins in Tim Gross's starts. So now the question comes down to, is it the Cluckers? I mean, yes, it's the Cluckers. Okay, the offense is just not working. But okay, yeah, it's just all Fred Rogers right now. It's just all Fred Rogers. There's no real way to put this kindly, but Fred Rogers and Danny Smith are the only 2 people performing well on the Cluckers right now. Those are the only 2 people performing well on the Cluckers right now. So, hopefully, other people can turn it around, and that team can get back into closer to 500. They are now officially 4-8 after 12 games started. The Reapers, again, have a 5-run lead over the Rockets, and they've got the bases loaded, and Amir Andrews is up to bat, and he'll strike out, and Pablo Sanchez will fly out with the bases loaded. That's new. Captain Kegleg singles home a run, as does Roman Garcia Parra, and the captains now have a 5-3 lead over the Pioneers. Tony Del Vecchio has hit a 2-run homer. I believe that was off of Zicafuz. Yes, it was. And the Rockets are now down by 3 as they go to the top of the 8th. The Whistlers are scoring a run on a balk, and the Goats have tied up the game against the Frogs 1-1 over there. Lorelei AKA has grounded out, scoring a run for the Whistlers. They now lead 10-2. 10-2. George Brett has hit a solo homer in the top of the 8th. Hughes on first has grounded into a fielder's choice, scoring Murray. And the Frogs now lead 2-1. The Reapers now lead 7-3. And the The Reapers now lead 7-3, and the Whistlers take down the Owls 10-2 is the final score over there. So big wins here for the Whistlers. They now move to 11-1. The Rockets are on the verge. Excuse me, they're on the verge of losing here. Big win though for the Cluckers. That helps them keep themselves closer to that 500 mark, and they desperately need that. Top of the 9th we go. And there is a big one. All right, hold on. We got to do our thing. Boom, boom, boom. McBroom hits home run number 7 of the regular season, a 2-run homer, followed by Mike Piazza, who hits home run number 6, and the Bats have taken a 3-0 lead over the Bears. The Goats have tied up the ball game against the Frogs 2-2 in the bottom of the 5th they go, and then Amir Khan has hit a solo homer for the Reapers. They now lead 8-3, make that 9-3. Amir Andrews has hit a homer in the top of the 9th. Babe Ruth has hit a 2-run homer after, and then Ivan Rodriguez has hit a solo homer after a Kaika knock double. The Goats now lead 6-2 over the Frogs. That's not a good sign. That is not a good sign. Finley Finster not having a good day. So 6-2 lead for the Goats over the Frogs. 9-3 lead for the Reapers over the Rockets. Billy McGuire has hit a solo homer number 6 of the regular season, but never mind, my apologies. I was about to say it, but the Bears are still down, but no, they are actually tied now. Boomer Gray triples home Jim Mulroney, and a wild pitch scored Boomer Gray. They now are tied 3-3 in the bottom of the 1st. The Captains. Yes, maybe if Finley had had dinner, it would have been better. Ramon Garcia Parra singles home 2 runs for the Captains. They now lead 7-3 in the top of the 5th. And then in the bottom of the 9th, the Rockets are 1 out away from losing 9-3 to the Reapers. A 2-run homer by Axelrock is going to get the game a little bit closer. It's now 9-5. Technically, yes, it's also the other Finley. This is a different Finley McFinster, basically, or Finley Finster. This is Rockets' character. Finley Murray is the relief pitcher, so we might still see the other Finley in today's ball game as well. Kyle Harris has hit a 3-run homer. The Captains now lead against the Pioneers 10-3. And the game is officially over. The Reapers take down the Rockets. That's huge. Reapers take down the Rockets. Both teams are now 7-4-1. We will at least have a 2-way tie for first place. And it could get more crowded depending upon how the rest of these games all go. That's actually very impressive. Ahmed Khan has broken the tie between the Bats and the Bears. It's now 4-3 in favor of the Bats, and Karl Kuronsky has doubled home Knuckle Tech. The Pioneers are now down by 5. The Admirals have gotten a run on our fifth run. Hastig double scoring in McDonald, and the Cacti have taken a 1-0 lead in the bottom of the 2nd, just like the Admirals over the Warlocks, this time over the Trains on a Rumpert Cordwangle sacrifice fly scoring in Brewer. We're into the top of the 7th between the Frogs and the Goats. It's not looking good for the Frogs. They're down by 4. They do have runners on 1st and 3rd, and Hughes on 1st up to bat. Let's see if they can do something about it. And they can. All right, lots of updates here, everybody. Andrew Page has hit a solo homer for the Trains. That is going to be home run number 2 of the regular season. Hughes on 1st, singled home Murray, and then Chuck Norris hit a 3-run blast, and the Frogs have tied up the ball game against the Goats. I love having multiple teams that I can root for. This is so much more fun than having just one. Roman Aday has hit a solo homer for the Trains, and Roland McPoley goes back-to-back, and they tie up the ball game. 3-3 is the new score over there, and that's going to become a ball game now at this point, too. Tammy Lee is hit by a pitch scoring in Bradford Smart. The Warlocks have tied up the ball game against the Admirals. That's all they will get. Ashley Weber has given the Pioneers another run. They're now down 10-6 in that ball game over there. And then the Bats have gotten a run on a wild pitch. They now lead 6-3 in that matchup over there. So 5 or 6 games going right about now. Marcellus Marks continues to get the Pioneers one step closer, and Knuckle Tech gets them even closer. It's now, wow. It's now a 10-8 ball game. The captains are blowing their 10 to, what was it, 10 to like 3 at one point? I believe it was 10 to 3 at one point, and they've now completely blown this lead. It was, in fact, 10 to 3, and now it is 10 to 8. The captains are only up by 2, tying run at the plate. The Goats are threatening here in the bottom of the 7th. Cozart's trying to get through 2 1/3 innings pitched. And otherwise, across the league, Dmitry Petrovic has hit a 2-run homer for the Admirals, his 4th of the regular season. That is going to give them a 3-1 lead. The Cacti have taken a 4-3 lead over the Trains on a Gale Brewer double. And I think that was about it. I think we're good to keep going at this point. We shall see what happens across the rest of the league. The Goats are able to take the lead once again. That's going to be an Ivan Rodriguez single scoring in Brown. They now lead 7 to 6. So the Frogs will have to get another run back here in the top of the 8th or top of the 9th to be able to keep this game alive. Wade Beers has singled home a run, scoring in Aaron, and that's going to be giving the Bats a 7 to 3 lead against the Bears. So that's a big ball game over there at this point as well. We're into the bottom of the 8th. The Frogs are not able to get anything as Julie Beck grounds into a double play. Down with OBP has hit a solo home run for the Giants, and they now lead 1-0, make that 2-0 as Mike Schmidt hits a solo home run. That's going to be Mike Schmidt's 5th home run of the regular season. Down with OBP's 7th. So a couple of really close ball games across the league still at this point. Andrew Page has tied up the ball game between the Trains and the Cacti. It's now 4-4 over there. Doran Elmer has hit a solo homer for the Ducks. They now lead 1-0 over the Armadillos. And Maria Luna has singled home a run for the Trains. They now lead 5-4. Oh boy. Oh, the Frogs managed to get out of a bad situation in the bottom of the 8th. They will go to the top of the 9th. They're still down by 1. They will have the top of the order, though, to be able to try to score 1 run and keep the game going into the bottom of the 9th. The Pioneers are only down by 1 after a Joey Cumberbatch single drives in Villarta. And the Giants are now leading 3-0 against the Mythics on a Janice Lowry single. We shall see how the top of the 9th goes here for the Frogs. Let's go to webcast fast. Webcast it is. They've got the top of the order. Ty Cobb has hit a 2-run homer for the Admirals. They now lead 5-1 over the Warlocks. And in this ball game over here, Alex Murray pops out. Luann Louie strikes out swinging. And Hughes on first is not able to do anything. The Goats will take... I'm sorry, you guys weren't even seeing that. I am so sorry. Well, so much for the webcast then. Nothing happened anyway, so it's okay. 1, 2, 3 go the Frogs. Nothing happened. Nothing missed. And the Frogs are defeated 7-6 by the Goats of all teams. So a big loss for the Frogs. They will drop to 9-3, and the Goats will move to 3-9. So everybody but the Owls are seeming to be on the rise at the moment. We shall have to see if that means anything else down the road. Sal Cordoba has given the Mythics their first runs of the ball game. They're down by only 1 run after a 2-run homer, and it's now 2-3 over there. Alrighty, lots of stuff has happened. Bryce Utley gives the Cacti a 5-5 tie, but then Bryce Utley gave them a tie, and then Greasy Utley gives the Trains a 7-5 lead once again. Ida No has grounded out for the Bears, and that gives them a 3-run deficit at this point. The Ducks are doing pretty well. Oh, speaking of which, Bert Handsome has hit a solo home run for the Queens against the Nobles. They're into the bottom of the 2nd. The score is 1-0 over there. Beamer Bird has tied up the ball game officially here for the Mythics. It's 3-3. Ricky Johnson doubles home a run. The Nobles tie the ball game right back up against the Queens, and they're going to go to the top of the third. Top of the ninth, we go between the Captains and the Pioneers. The Captains still holding on to that one-run lead over there. And speaking of interesting games as well, the Bats and Bears have had another advancement. Wade Beers hits home run number 8 of the regular season, a 2-run homer, and the Bats now lead against the Bears 9-4. The Giants take a lead over the Mythics 4-3 on a sac fly by Down with OBP scoring in Star Moonbeam. And the Captains are making it interesting here in the top of the ninth. And Slambino triples home a run for the Queens. They now lead 2-1 over the Nobles. Captains are not able to score a run in the top of the ninth. We'll see if that becomes a problem. Doran Elmer has hit his second home run of the ball game, a 2-run shot. The Ducks now lead 3-0. That is Elmer's 5th and 6th homer, respectively, for the regular season. In the bottom of the ninth, can the Pioneers do anything? Anything? The answer is no. George Herman has hit a solo homer for the Ducks. They now lead 4-0, and the Pioneers fall to the Captains 10-9. So a big loss for the Pioneers. They were trying to get right back up in the top of the standings, and the Captains moved back up to 500 with that win over the rival Pioneers. Okay, we do need to have a conversation down the road here about why the NAL is so spread apart and why the Sunny Day League cannot figure out how to get past 7 wins. Any clues, anybody? Any clues at all? By the way, it was a huge loss for the Frogs. Yep, huge loss for the Frogs. Jacob, Qui-Gon Jake, has started another raffle in the channel. !join if you'd like to be able to get involved in another raffle. We're going to be giving away 5,000 caps in the channel. You guys can type in !join, just like everyone else is doing here in the channel, to be able to get your name involved in that little raffle. Of course, I'm not also on the right screen for showing you guys all the standings there either. My apologies about that, but you guys get the gist. Basically, the NAL is very lopsided. There's just a lot of elite teams, and then the SDL is like very even split. It's just really interesting how a lot of the teams in the NAL are like either really good hitters or really good pitching teams. There's no middle ground teams. The middle ground teams are like, well, I mean, the Cluckers are really good pitching and they just haven't had any offense. So they could still do well, but they just haven't been very lucky. But like the Ducks were supposed to be really good I don't know. We thought the Ducks were supposed to be a really good team, like solid team. Although they are about to, I believe, win their 4th game of the regular season. So they're on pace for kind of getting back around. I don't think the Frogs are that good on either side. They're just okay on both sides. Yeah, I think the Frogs are actually a perfect example of being really good at everything, but not like super good. They're just good enough that they can beat you on any game, on any day they want to. Just depends kind of on how clutch they are. The Bats are mediocre at both offense and defense. Yes, it's been tough to watch the Bears struggle. I don't know how it's been so bad for the Bears. Now, that being said, they've got the bases loaded and 1 down, and a triple by Bob Saltalamacchia after a bases loaded walk of Hack Daddy has given the Bears a 9-8 deficit. They're down by 1 here in the bottom of the 6th, and they've got the tie run at third base. So the Bears have little flashes of success. Like, they have little flashes of success. They've got the bases loaded for Willie Carranza. And Willie Carranza gives them the lead. Billy McGuire gives them the insurance run. And Jim O'Roney is going to knock it out of the park to top it off. Oh, man. Okay. This is why I fear the Bears a little bit. A 10-run bottom of the 6th. 10-run bottom of the 6th for the Bears. They have taken a 14-9 run lead against the Bats. Tommy Shanks has hit a solo homer, his 2nd of the regular season for the Nobles, and they now have tied up the ball game 2-2 in the bottom of the 4th. Final chances here for the Warlocks. Final chances here for the Warlocks. The Nobles and Fluffy Pillow Pants have taken a 2-run lead on a 2-run homer by him. That's his second homer of the regular season. Nobles now lead against the Queens 4-2. Oh yeah, the Bears went into beast mode for a quick second there. Warlocks down to their final 3 outs in the ball game. Double for Days and Guile. The Warlocks ground out Bradford Smart, their final hope. And he will be retired. You're right, it might also be just the Bats pitching staff. I mean, you're talking about... this was their closer. This was supposed to be their best relief pitcher right here. This is the first time Jaden Miller has actually, blown up in a ball game all year. Nancy Chin did not do well. She got to that 6th inning and just couldn't get past it. Mamie Skiumsby's got to finish the entire ball game now. So, yes, this is definitely a part of the Bats pitching staff, but at the same time, Nancy Chin was actually doing pretty well for most of the ball games. And Jaden Miller, again, this is his first, major issue all season. So, I'm not sure if that's true either. Cinnamon Roll has singled home Khan, and that gives the Bats now officially a 10-14 deficit, so 4 runs in the making over there. We did, of course, see our Admirals take down the Warlocks, and the Ducks have taken down the Armadillos. Okay, hold on. How many innings? Ezekiel Smith goes 7 shutout innings, and the Ducks take down the Admirals 4-0. That was barely even a whimper from the Armadillos. They now go to 7-5. They were hoping for a big win, but the Ducks are able to get an even bigger win over there. So every single of the bottom teams except for the Owls are winners in ball games today, which is a great sign for NAL fans who wanted to be able to see their teams maybe get up in the rankings a little bit more. A lot of teams are starting to move upwards now at this point, so that's a good sign. We are into the bottom of the 7th. The Bears have got more people on base. Bert Handsome has walked in a run for the Queens, but they will only get that 1 run. And the Bears are also not able to score in the bottom of the 7th. The base is loaded, and we'll head to the top of the 8th. Final chances here for the Cacti. The Cacti are down to their final outs. They've got 2 left, and they've got a runner on first base, tying run at the plate. Scruffy looking for the save against the Cacti. Trains 7-5 lead over there. And that ball game is over. A double play ends it. Trains take down the Cacti 7-5. So another big game for the Trains over the Cacti, who have lost 3 straight and go to 500. They're now 6-6. This division is just so close. Just absolutely so close. Alrighty, folks, we're into the bottom of the 8th. The Bears still holding on to a 4-run lead. The Mythics have tied up against the Giants. That's a 4-4 game over there now. Giancarlo Stanton has hit a solo homer, and that was his 7th home run of the regular season. Okay, there has to be something about that. Dukeston joins the raffle at the last second, and he wins alongside DiviQ and SK Reborn. I don't know if the bot just magically picks the very last person to submit, or if it hits a certain amount of people who put an entry in, and the very last one wins because they are part of the new expanded group. But regardless, congratulations, Dukeston, SK Reborn, and DiviQ. While I have a chance here, I'm going to take a little drink of water. As you guys can all tell, my voice is going out, so give me 1 second here. While I do not mind the lower sounding voice, it is not exactly something that I think is the most healthy for me to be able to do for an extended period of time. Okay, it's cool. Or at least it's cooler. It's much better than Alex's usual higher-pitched voice, but it does come, I'm assuming, at a cost down the road. Alrighty. I've also heard some people say it does not sound very good, so we will try to drink some water and assist with the voice a little bit. We are into the top of the 9th. It is the final hopes for the Bats. They're down by 4. Just got home from some V-ball, ready for some late-inning baseball. Perfect. That's what I want to hear. Bases are loaded for the bats. Oh my. Bases loaded for the bats. Let's go ahead and get you guys on into the ball game here. Let's get you on into the ball game. Maya Day versus Samantha Winslow. And we'll see what happens here if the base is loaded. Maya Day. Yes, they bring in Maya Day now. A pop out for Samantha Winslow. Cinnamon Roll strikes out swinging. Final hopes. And the Bears are defeated. Big win there for the Bears. They take down the Bats 10-4. Maya Day gets save number 6 on the regular season. It took a bases loaded recovery for the Bears, but they do get the victory and they do get the win, and it's a big one. It helps keep the rest of the league away from the Whistlers. Okay, guys, something's got to change here. Why are the Whistlers the only team that can win 8 straight ball games? Bats and Frogs have both fallen to 9-3. The Bears move up to 500 once again. It is amazing that we have 500 all the way down here to the Cacti. But then across the league, that's a 333 team. 500 is the Mythics and Bears. And yes, that was an incredible save from Maya Day. That was fantastic. The Giants have taken a lead on a Raquel Cullen single. The Bears have 6 wins. Maya has 6 saves. Yeah, that's not a good sign. That's probably not a good sign. We're into the top of the 7th between the Queens and Nobles and the Giants and the Mythics. 1-run ball games for both of those ones over there. The shrill sounds coming from the Whistlers' mouths are a secret weapon. It definitely feels like that. The Whistlers have everything working for them right now. I don't know why, but they do. The Ninjas have gotten their first run of the ball game on a hitty ball, double scoring in Hurricane, and the Queens have tied up the ball game. Oh boy. Queens have tied it up on a Chris Jardine single. They'll go to the bottom of the 8th, my apologies. Score is tied 4-4. Giancarlo Stanton has singled home 2 runs for the Mythics. They now lead 6-5 over the Giants. Some really close ball games here, folks. Oh, and the Nobles retake the lead. Tommy Shanks has singled home Haversham. The Queens are now down 5-4. And Shanks goes to second on the play, advances to third on a balk, and a sac fly drives him in. It's now 6-4 in favor of the Nobles. We will go webcast mode for this one right here, folks. It is Shadow Bands coming in for a win now officially. He needs 3 outs. May Mortabito, Slambino, and the final out of the inning. And the Nobles will take down the Queens. 6-4 is the final score. So, for everyone who voted for the Nobles, you are the winners. Congratulations, everybody. You had about a 50-50 chance and a 50% pot as well. So, congratulations to all the Nobles winners, which includes myself. All right. Bottom of the 8th we go. Let's see if the Mythics can retake a tie here. The answer is going to be no. We'll head to the 9th inning. It's now officially 7-6 in favor of the Giants. You just can't get any of the bets, can you, Qui-Gon Jake? I'm sorry. Sometimes you got to know when to fold them, okay? Just a little bit. All right. Wild pitch scores in Ernie Steele, and the Kings now lead 3-1 against the Ninjas. Giants looking to advance their lead against the Mythics here in the top of the 9th. Stolen base, but a ground out. Mike Schmidt strikes out, and we'll head to the bottom of the 9th. Final opportunity here for the Mythics. They only have a 20% chance of winning this ball game. Let us see what happens. Xavier on the mound against Mason Griffiths here to start off the bottom of the 9th. And Mason Griffiths will ground out. It's now at 11% chance. Annie Frazier is going to have a 2-1 pitch, and she will pop out. It is all Giants now. Cordoba gets on first base. Oh, boy. Okay. I've gotten it right once. Wrong 8 times. Ouch. I'm so sorry, Qui-Gon Jake. We're going to watch a ball game really fast. We're not even going to worry about the, I'm not even going to worry about the uniforms. Mythics have got Jody Weed at the plate. Todd Xavier out on the mound. And I want to do something here really quickly. I want to add myself in. I keep forgetting I changed everything. I changed everything. So I need to reposition myself. Flip this around. My apologies for making this happen live on stream. But I do want to get this screen right here. All right, folks. Can the Mythics do it? We're going to do pitch by pitch. Mythics down by 1. Tying run at first base. Winning run at the plate, and it's Jody Weed. 7 home runs, batting .489. Live from Phoenix, Arizona, it's BYP night here at the BYP Sports Complex. First pitch on the way. They're going to pick off at first base. Not in time, though. They want to keep Cordoba over at first base, but the arm of you down with OBP is terrible. The hold is terrible. They're going to run. It's going to happen. First pitch, pick off again. Nothing happening. Cordoba answers off first base. 115 steal ability for Cordoba. Another pickoff move. I need to incorporate a pickoff limit. Xavier, wheels and deals. Foul at the plate, and we'll do it again. Runner was going on the play, by the way. Cordoba's a little bit upset that Weed even swung at the pitch at this point. Cordoba takes his lead once again. Jody Weed batting again. .489 on the regular season. Todd Xavier looks in for the sign. One bad pitch could spell absolute doom here for the Giants. Well, there's a limit in real life, but not in OTP. Back to first base, safe. Fourth pickoff of the at-bat. Fourth time Cordoba's gotten back safe. The infield, pristine. The outfield is okay. The defense behind the plate, not so good. Jody Weed, the 0-1 pitch. Away, ball 1. Runner thought about going, goes back to first base, as it was a sinker away. And it was a decent enough pitch to try to hit, but Weed lays off for ball 1. On deck is Giancarlo Stanton. He has a home run already in the ball game. What do you mean question mark, question mark? Just the visuals there? Normally that indicates that Cordoba wanted to run, started, stopped, and went back. When it looks over at first base like that, that usually is what it means. Or it was a fake pickoff attempt from the catcher. 1-1 is going to be the pitch here against Jody Weed. Lefty against righty. And the delivery. Check swing, the appeal. They say he checked. Ball 2. Yeah, I don't know why he's not running, but I guess they just don't like the pitch at this point, or the jump's not good enough. Sal Cordoba continues to be antsy at first base. He wants second really bad. Sal Cordoba definitely wants to be on second base. He's got 14 stolen bases on the season. Oh, okay. Give me 2 minutes, okay? Give me 2 minutes. Can you go back to mama for a second? I'll be right there. We're almost done here. All right. 2-1 pitch on the way. That's going to be in there for a ball, and Cordoba takes second base on the steal. 15 stolen bases now for Cordoba on the regular season. Runner on second. He did not eat his squash. No, I believe he is going to go to bed a little hungry. We might have given him a snack or something. I don't know. We'll see. I'll double check with the misses in a second here. All right, Jody Weed, runner on second. 3-1 pitch on the way from Todd Xavier. Do you just go to Giancarlo Stanton now, folks? Is that what you do? Do you just go to Giancarlo Stanton regardless of what happens here? The Giants tying run at second base for the Mythics. Winning run at the plate. Jody Weed foul to the plate. Wow, they challenged Weed. Wow, they went right after Jody Weed in a 3-1 pitch. They'll have a full count pitch now. Full count offering to Weed. Xavier grounded to the pitcher's mound. Xavier fires it over to first. That will retire the side. The Giants are the Mythics are unable to score the tying run or the winning run, and the Giants will take their victory. 7-6 is the final score in regular innings. Wow, 4 stolen bases for Annie Frazier, 2 for Cordoba. It was a stolen base, jamboree for both ball clubs. 7 stolen bases for the Mythics. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 stolen bases for the Giants. Both catchers just could not keep the base running from happening. And that will be our final score for that ball game. And let's finish up our final one between the Ninjas and the Kings. That was a very tense ending for an otherwise very back and forth ball game. let's just say it could have been a little bit. It could have been a little bit different, but I like those kinds of endings regardless. The Kings are getting a great outing from Roy Halladay as they have a 3-1 lead in the top of the 7th. Craig Biggio grounds into a fielder's choice, and that does in fact mean that Roy Halladay has gone 7 innings, 1 run, and he's had 8 strikeouts to his name. The Kings are looking to add on a run here in the bottom of the 7th. We'll go ahead and give you guys a chance to get the webcast here. Chance to end our final game of the night. Gretchen Hasselhoff comes in here in the top of the 8th. Hitty Ball has hit a home run. I believe that's his 2nd homer of the day. No, his 1st home run of the ball game. But home run for Hitty Ball. It's now 3-2. We go to the bottom of the 8th. And we go to the top of the 9th. All right, this game is moving quickly. 3-2 is the score. Ninjas looking to tie up the ball game here in the top of the 9th. Strawberry is going to be... Oh, he's not. Solo homer for Strawberry. Tie ball game. Ninjas and Kings are now 50-50 split on who's going to win this ball game. The game doesn't know who's going to win now. Runner on first base, that's going to be Marina Peck, who singles off of Hasselhoff. This is going to bring up Gary Allen. Runner on first base, nobody out here in the top of the 9th. Allen is going to walk. Fred Benson is going to ground out. Runners on 2nd and 3rd, and Craig Biggio singles, steals 2nd. It's 4-3 in favor of the Ninjas, and Hurricane has singled after. It's now officially 6-3. Hurricane has singled home 2 runs. He'll steal 2nd. I believe a single from D. Fernandez will score in another run. Okay, this game is officially out of control. 7-3 is the score. 5 runs for the Ninjas in the top of the 9th. 1 out, a double. Kyle Williams going for the win now. Evans strikes out swinging, and that's the final. Okay, is it time? All right, whoa, what is that? A cupcake? It's a weird looking plasticky cupcake, I'd say. But regardless, folks, that is our games of the evening. The Ninjas come back and score 6 runs in the last 2 innings to take the win. 7-3 is the final score. And the Ninjas have leapfrogged over the Queens for last place. Now, the Queens are only 3.5 games out of first place. 3.5 games. They are not the Goats, who are 8 games out of first place, all right? So, do not fret if you're a Queens fan. Do you want your cupcake back? There you go. Do not fret if you are a Queens fan. You have plenty of time. You have plenty of time. If you're a Goats fan, start fretting. You don't have a whole lot of time left.